Carolina on the ride. Carolina on the rise.
What's going on, Panther Nation? Bill Mack here with another edition of the Panther Prowl. I am, of course, Bill Mack, and thank you for joining me once again for this week's Panther Prowl Week 12 preview. This is between our beloved Panthers going up north to Minnesota to take on Minnesota Vikings. Of course, the Panthers coming off a shutout victory over Detroit, 20-0 this past week, and the Panthers end up being 4-7. That's their record coming in. They're taking on Minnesota, who is 4-6. Panthers, of course, are 6-8 all time at Minnesota, with Carolina winning the last matchup 31-24 back in 2017. What a great, it was a great high coming off of a shutout victory. Our defense played really well for us last week against Matt Stafford, who we know had a high-powered offense. The defense was able to shut him down, able to get a shutout on them, and I applaud our defense. Of course, the Panthers' own Brian Burns got Defensive Player of the Week. With 2 sacks. Was a great day to be a Panther fan. I knew we were going to be able to get another victory in. Of course, we do have some for the injury updates. Dennis Daly is still out with a concussion. He will likely not play. Dante Jackson still nursing that toe. Looks like he won't be able to play either. Christian McCaffrey, of course, with his shoulder, he's still out. And Russell Okung, now he had practiced as of Wednesday and Thursday, but it was limited, and they don't know whether he'll be back. He probably more than likely won't be back for this game. He may come back after the bye, is what we're looking at for him possibly to come back. Of course, a little bit about the Vikings. They started the season at 1-5, and they're basically likely out of the playoff race, and then they had like 3 straight wins against their division. But then last week, of course, they got tripped up by the Dallas Cowboys, 31-28 at home at Minnesota's home, and who they had just previously won 2 games themselves. So the Vikings, of course, a little bit of background on them on their offense this year. Dalvin Cook has pretty much had one of the best rushers in the game. He and Tennessee Titans, Derrick Henry are basically running neck and neck with the rushing title so far this year. Uh, Minnesota's defense is basically kind of below average, but they're pretty strong on third down conversion. So that's something we're gonna kind of have to test out this week. Going looking at Carolina. Carolina, of course, has gone 3 and out 10 times this season, which is the lowest. They're tied for the league in average time of possession per drive, and their drive yardage is 5th in the NFL. They also scored a ton of points in the first quarter. They've scored 73, and that's tied for most in the NFL. And that was the Panthers' things, is they start strong, yet they have not been able to have that ability to finish strong. And we know, folks, is with any game, there's 2 halves to every game. You got to play strong both halves in order to get a win. Like I said, Brian Burns won Defensive Player of the Week awards last week. Jeremy Shinn has been a bright spot for our defense. He's another rookie. He leads all NFL rookies with 73 tackles. Also, Derek Brown has been a shining spot for us. Our defense, our draft picks have basically come through for us this year, and that's been a good thing, which is something we haven't had too much of when it's come to drafting here the last few years. But from the looks of it, our defensive players are playing pretty well. A few things here the Panthers can happen over the next week or two is if they're within 1 win of getting the milestone of 200 career wins, dating all the way back to their inception in 1995. They're at 199, 211, and 1 in the regular season. So hopefully they can get this 200 victory in Minnesota. That's what we're looking for. You know, DJ Moore, of course, he needs 137 yards to hit 1,000 for the season, and he'll be just part of only three other Panther players to get back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons. Of course, we know Steve Smith. We have Musa Muhammad, and of course our former tight end Greg Olson. And if you hear any noise, forgive that. By a busy road, I always try to make sure I warn you of that. If you hear any noise, it's really noisy here from time to time. So that's a great thing to have is a back to back. You know, Robbie Anderson, of course, has played well for us. He needs like 100 and I think 180, 82 yards for him to hit 1,000. So then they can have two different receivers back to back seasons, or two different players have 1,000 yards receiving. Last year, you know, DJ got it with Christian McCaffrey. This year, we could possibly have it. And the Panthers right now are the only on the only NFL team with two players with at least 800 yards receiving each. So that's a great spot for us. We've been playing well. DJ Walker, like I said in the review video or last week's game against Detroit, things we're going to have to do in key points. DJ is going to have to try to continue, which I don't know if he's going to play. Like I said, Teddy, I didn't mention in the injury report, Teddy is more than likely going to play. So we'll see how that plays out. It seemed like Moore was a target of PJ Walker over this past game, but we know how Teddy is more targeted towards Robbie Anderson, you know, and they, you know, I'm all of more for whoever can get the ball, but there was plenty of times we seen Teddy go to Robbie that DJ was wide open, and I hope that maybe Teddy will broaden his perspective out across the field and look for DJ if Robbie is not open. You know, I know I told a friend of mine the other day. I said certain players, you know, have this certain quarterbacks sometimes have their certain persons they connect with, you know, chemistry with. But you know, DJ isn't someone you can just basically, you know, just shake your eyes at. I mean, he had 1,000 this year. He's steadily increased every year. So, you know, hopefully in these next few games, I think the Panthers, if not, are growing more into a bye next week. For next week's video, I don't know if I'll do one or I may do a sum up wrap up video, which won't be very long, of the first half of the or of where we are with the bye with the Panthers so far. So stopping Dalvin Cook is a must. I mean, because he's a rushing machine. That's going to be easier said than done, especially with our rushing attack. But we haven't been too bad with that. So if we could just plug some holes and we've got quick ends. In case he tries to go east-west rather than north or south. So if we can just plug those holes, because we've seen what Ronald Jones did to us a couple weeks back when he broke off that 98-yard touchdown run against us in against their own end zone. So we're going to have to bottle him up. Dalvin Cook is a really quick back, and he can get in, and he can once he can get in that second part of that secondary, he can turn the jets on and be gone. So we're going to have to definitely try to shut him down. Also, too, is we need to keep long drives. You know, I'm not too worried about Kirk Cousins as I am Cook in our running game, and the key is just try to hopefully just get what I've been stating over and over is getting pressure on Cousins to maybe make some mistakes when they're passing the ball. That's all you can do. But when you've got a back like Dalvin Cook that's there that can do many things, you know, all you can do is hope to try to shut him down. Keeping those long drives are important, you know, continuing on that, to take milking time off the clock, getting down there and getting touchdowns, getting scores, keeping them off the field is the important thing, what you got to do. And also, too, is what's a strong suit of Minnesota's defense and what the Achilles heel, I would say, of our offense is third down conversions. We've got to get third down conversions. That's the only way to obtain getting drives extended longer is to basically is to try to get out there and convert on third downs. If you don't, you're just going to put their offense back on the team now on the field. And the thing we've noticed is that the Panthers are good at not getting 3 and outs, but they've not been converting much on third downs. It's basically first and second downs is where their yardage is coming from. So trying to get third down yardage, which against that defense, and like I said, the defense is shaky at best. Minnesota's is, so we got to try to get convert on our third downs and extend longer drives and do that. And that, fans, that's all we need to do. We can get back-to-back wins before the bye week comes here and put us, put us at 5 wins over the year. I was thinking we'd probably at least get 4, but we've got 4 already, and there's quite a few games to go. So that's all we need to do, Panther Nation, is try to shut down Dalvin Cook and get some pressure on Kirk Cousins in there in the backfield. We do that, we may end up coming up and getting a win uh, on the road as well. So that's what we need to do, Panther Nation. I mean, it can happen. I mean, we shut out Detroit, and I wouldn't have thought of that. We were going to do that. I was kind of hoping for a victory, but to shut them out, as good of a passing attack that Matt Stafford has. Now, granted, he did have, Kenny Holiday was out. Marvin Jones, they shut him down. Hawkinson, the tight end, he didn't have much going for him either. So once you shut down the receivers and try to focus on putting some more men in that box to shut down Cook, the better chance you are in getting a victory up in Minnesota. So, as always, Panther Nation, I always encourage you before I close this video out. Of course, on my social medias up here, as you see at the top, follow me there on all social medias. They're up there, as well as this video. If you like this video, Panther Nation, always like this video. Give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel for more content. If you have any questions or thoughts or comments, whatever, put them down below, and I'll definitely get to them as always. So, hopefully, Panther Nation, I can come back to you with the review. Hopefully, after our Panthers back-to-back wins. So, until next time, Panther Nation, this is Bill Mack with another edition of the Panther Prowl, saying, keep pounding.